morning, guys. Morning, President. We have this flag up for a reason. Maybe Pat, would you like to speak to this a little bit?
I'll start it and I'm going to pass it to Ian.
Okay.
So Last Coast Pride down in Ferndale, but maybe you read, has been having some issues with a locally, and was going to have a fundraiser at the old steeple, and there were so many threats that the old steeple pulled out, and then they were looking for a new venue. There were conversations around that, but in the meantime, there's going to be a fundraiser February 11th for looking for auction items, and their social media, they're stating their needs. They're also looking for someone to give support administratively as a volunteer. But Ian has some recent news of how attended at a council meeting.
So as a prospective future resident of Ferndale, I decided it was a great time to go check out the new city council. There's 4 out of 5 members are new, and so what I didn't know is it happened to be a meeting that addressed some of the concerns in town about how LGBTQ community is being welcomed or pushed away in Ferndale. It was a very tense space to be, and me as a cisgender male, I could get a better feeling of what folks that do align with the LGBT community as people who are in a queer aligned realm might feel in any open space where they're not feeling welcomed by certain people in town. So it was a very productive meeting. I think both everybody who spoke their own truth. That was apparent, and I think there's room for people to start to understand each other a little better based on things that were said. But one of the good things that came out of it is the City Council did pass the entire events, festivals, and parades agenda, which includes the Pride March in Ferndale coming up this year. And so, more importantly, back to there is a silent auction fundraiser for Las Coast Pride. Patches Pastries, trans queer owned, is hosting in their facility at the fairgrounds and just looking for items. And they happen to be a recipient of one of the District 5130 disaster relief small business grants that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. And that helped them recoup their Belgian waffler that was destroyed when it fell off the shelf, and about $1,000 worth of inventory that they lost because the fridges were down when the power was out. So, if you can attend, it's February 11th and 12 to 4. And silent auction. Everybody's welcome.
Where is the fundraiser going to be at?
That's Patches Pastries at the fairgrounds in Ferndale.
And is there,
Kind of back toward the Fellowship Square at the fairgrounds. It's right in there.
is there still some kind of protest happening on Sunday?
Oh, yes. The Eureka Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are hosting a non-judgment day ceremony at City Hall, out on the lawn. And all are welcome to attend that. And they have to say the same as well.
Sunday, what time? Sunday, what time?
Yes. I think it's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, now you're mostly seated. Let's go around and meet our visitors.
Hi, I'm Carnegie, and I'm outbound to
Lisa and
Hi, everybody. We're all from Arcata Hygiene Club. You guys know me, I'm Mason.
that's Namira.
Jake Glasser.
Hi.
He's going to be our speaker later on. Marty, would you like to go talk? Should I mute this?
Last Tuesday, we had a Zoom meeting with our Nepal counterparts on the Nepal Wash Project. Tom Tejas sat in on it with me, and the project is going along really well. The problem they have is getting materials to the site. So out of the 3 schools and the 1,400 plus or minus students they're serving, they take they're in the western Nepal area. I'll talk while the video is going, but it's way in the mountains and everything has to be hand carried in. So to reduce the labor cost for hiring people, all the residents of the 3 school districts have volunteered, not all of them, but a majority of them have volunteered to carry the product up the mountain to the site so the contractors can do the work. The work's ongoing. There are 7 avenues of service that they're doing. There's the instruction on the menstrual cycle and the education to help change the cultural barriers, because the ladies, including the teachers, are ostracized from coming into the school during their periods. To counter that, they've got the education program going, and there are 90 students, teachers, parents, and government officials that have been trained to go into the communities and work with the people on the education. So that's the big thing, is the education and cultural taboo. The second is rebuilding the latrines and making the hand wash stations so that people can come in and clean up and they don't have to open defecate, which is what's going on now. And to make that sustainable, the septic tank systems and tanks are set up so that the solids are separated. The liquid is hauled off into like a septic cistern and is leached out in an area where there's no potable water and they're farmed like we would do here. The solids are saved and then generated into compost so they can use for growing their material, their food, their coffee beans, etc. that they grow on the hillside. The other issue that's really, I think, kind of key to this whole thing is the involvement of the government stepped in. Finally, the Nepalese government stepped in. There was enough money to make the transmission water mains suitable to get back to the people. They had some earthquakes and landslides, so the government stepped in to provide that service, which means the money that we've been raising and that the Nepalese people there have been raising goes directly to this project. They don't have to upgrade the transmission lines, which is a huge cost. There are 7 flags. Each, they might not show this, but the 7 flags represent each element of the project. And as an element gets to a certain highlight, the flag's raised a notch. And so there's kind of a little competition in the community to get the flags up first and make this project happen. I can't say enough about the people we're dealing with from Kathmandu, which is about a 3 to 4 hour plane ride, an 8-hour Jeep ride up into this area. Have been working with the people up on the mountain that are overseeing the project. And they really have been kind of hands off because the people are doing such a good job on their own, and the government's staying out of it. I'd like to see that. Except for the local government. Now there's 2 governments. There's the Nepalese government and then there's the district government. The district government has got behind this program. And the sustainability part of it from the left side is they're making napkins out of cloth that are washable and can be reused. And they've started this little industry. So in each community, they're teaching the students, both boys and girls, in the classroom, how to do this, what it's about, and making that program move on. So, there's a 7th, you can read it better than I can talk about it. But it's been an ongoing project. They expect in 2 months' time to have most of the hard system, the infrastructure completed. The training is going on right now to about 1,400 people in different students in the school. And we should get an update probably in 2.5 months, probably around the first of the summer. I'll bring you back another update. And they're going for another project, so I'm going to be hitting the World Service community for some more assistance on this. Thanks for your ears tonight.
Holly and Trillium School. And that meeting is this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Thank you, Carol. Or AJ. And then Jeff is not here, but he's revamping the vocational committee. And he's going to call for his a desire to develop a mentorship program. So if you are interested in that, please reach out to Jeff. There were other things, but those are the two highlights. So MLK Day, Romy and AJ were there, and they made some awesome donations. You want to talk about it?
Sure. So, yeah, it was a fun event. There was a lot of musical performances. There was a lot of local vendors who shared their products and work, and it was, I guess, Valletta was the main driver, and she reached out for not just really to get the vendors there and the space, some money for the space, but then to get some help. Originally I was going to be a volunteer, but then she asked for some additional volunteer coordination and experience. So I spent a good amount of time there. Thank you, Romy, and
I didn't see it, sorry. You're still here, great.
And it was a great event. Yeah, it's good to have that for the community. They had food trucks out, and it was a lot of fun.
And then community service had a meeting on Wednesday, and the library mini library plan got approved.
Yeah. So Marty, the engineer mind, is going to help us with mapping out some of the materials to put together one of these, or 10 of these, but we're going to look to separate it into a parts build day and then an actual build for the houses, and then we'll look to engage, interact, help with, like we did with the garden boxes, so we can help build these libraries. I was wondering, we would like to get the Rotary logo on it, and I know that they have a CNC system on campus, Arcata High, so I'd love to see if there's a way to generate some Rotary logos that we can put on. Yeah, I'm just curious to know if you can take that back to the school, see if there's a way to get a logo.
Logos are really early. One of the earliest projects we ever did, we worked on some horse stalls up in Ferndale, and I thought, we need to get our name on this thing. So I got a piece of manila and just blew up a rotary thing and cut it out with a X-Acto knife, and I just went around and threw it up with black paint. Black paint. So had the Sunrise logo on it.
Are you famous?
So it's not hard to do. Kind of like early graffiti.
So, it's Dolly Parton's birthday yesterday. She's an amazing woman. And she has an imagination library. And Terry, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Settle in for a bit. So about 16 years ago, Marty and I got to go to Arkansas for a Rotary assignment, which was really fun. And I spoke at a district conference, and one of the other speakers was from Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. And he was this guy, kind of, my age, and not terrifically prepossessing, but he had a great story about Dolly and the library. And he started off by saying, you can't imagine how often everybody in the audience is disappointed when they see the topic and then they see me to speak about it. So that was fun. But anyway, the Imagination Library, she is an amazing philanthropist. She is just an incredible woman. And I think it's maybe a little pivot from the dictionary project that we've been doing for so many decades around here, and I'd really like us to look at it. So check out the Imagination Library, because she is something else, and it's a whole kind of a different take on literacy. So I hope that we learn more about it.
She started it because her dad was illiterate, and now she gives out free books to children under a certain age. You can sign up for it. You can also go to imaginationlibrary.com and sponsor another kid. So it's really kind of cool. Lazo is simply home. He's regained his confidence. We wanted to thank all of you for all the support you've shown him. This is the district governor hitting him at his local meeting, and then there's the cute little picture of Terry in the background. Giving his Paris. And we'll just keep, oh, that's what I wanted to do. I was going to take a picture of all you guys waving. So maybe I can send it to him.
Everyone lean in.
Yeah. Squish. Thank you. Cheesy, but it works.
Cheesy always works.
Tomorrow morning, there's a fashion show. On the highway, 9 a.m.
Can I add to
Please.
that? Yeah. This is a supercharged Adopt a Highway. We're gonna get out there at 9 a.m., do our thing, and then at the end, at 10:30, go to the park where we're kicking off a community-wide, a cleanup day. And so at 10:30, you can come there, have your bagels or whatever after we've done the Adopt a Highway. And those of you who want to stay, please do, because we're going to be tearing down invasive ivy. We're going to be planting native plants. We'll have a dumpster around so that people in the community can clean up around their houses. This is all part of this peninsula beautification program that I have the joy to work with. And so we'll be kind of a part of that. And Caltrans will be there. And I would love, just because I'm one of the organizers, we have a few bodies, just afterwards, at 10:30. That'd be great. We're going to have drone footage, and Caltrans is going to do some video. We're all part of that community, even if you don't live on the peninsula. Rotary is part of the community that helps take care of the peninsula, so thank you. So that's so we're kind of kicking off the event. So anyway, I hope to see some of you there. And AJ put out a sign up genius, so yeah. So and if you don't like getting up in the morning, just want to come to the park at 10:30.
And interactors, you have to be 16. You're welcome to come. 16 to clean up the highway, but
16 to clean up the highway, but we also there's a new trail along the highway. So if you're not 16, we got places to clean up there. Also, we have adopted the parklet down there. And that's not on the highway, and there's just a little bit of weeding to do. The parklet's actually looking really good. So it's a pretty big extravaganza tomorrow. So we'd love to have any interactors out there. And yeah, sign up, give me a heads up if you need to order some more bagels. I think we're going to do a big event. Because everybody's been tired of being inside and all the rain, so this is a good time to get out.
and as extra incentive, if you get 6 of your crew to come, we will give you $250.
You're already here.
Sorry about the little snafu yesterday, but I was so excited. Next week, next Thursday, 5:30, wear your Rotary, whatever, and show up and cheer on ladies at 5:30, snacks at 6, men's game is at 7:30. $10. Am I missing anything?
That's about right.
Okay.
That's great.
And while you're eating snacks, you can still see the women's game. We're not ditching the women's game.
And we have invited, we've been out to visit Southwest Eureka, we've been to Sunrise Fortuna this week, we went to McKinleyville, Mag River, we went to the Noon Club, we're going to go to the Eureka Noon Club on Monday, so we've been, the Fellowship Committee, big thanks to those from the Fellowship Committee who've gone out and invited our fellow local Rotarians to join us there. Let's see if Sunrisers can have more Rotarians in the house, right? Anyway, look forward to it. Huh?
We are SPP, or let you know.
Just come. Just come. Yep.
Are we ready for the roll?
Okay, increasing odds. That's right. Okay, last four, 9605. It's me. 17.
I'm just feeling lucky.
I don't have a dollar to put on the table, so I hope it's
Put on in there. Someone will keep track of that.
I think it's $7,000 this week. I could be wrong.
It's relatively new. So then, we're gonna put it all back in. Hold on, and I still have the second ticket.
How much did she
What was the
win?
amount?
It was 24. It was 60 because it just started not too long ago.
Right, take it, right?
60, yes. So let me stick all these back in here. Hold on.
Or you can just throw it back
This
in.
back always makes me smile.
Wait till it's more.
Okay, they're all back in there now. And we still have another winner, and it is 9595. Oh, some of that. That's me. 9595. And it is $1 on the table.
I paid extra last time. I brought money on it.
Right here you go.
Thank you. No, I got Wait, that's a 20. Oh, yeah, she's got the club.
Which honestly, I've been to a couple events there, and I have mutual friends with our guest speaker, Jake Lasser, but I actually don't know a lot about everything that's going on, when it's open, who it's open to, and I thought rather than just picking Jake's brain, that I would at least share it with everybody, because I know that, you know, we have an opportunity here, and we have young people looking for activities and everybody in between. And so I just wanted to see who's out there, give accessibility, and also promote something in our community that is a little bit unknown thing. So we're all learning today. All right.
Give me 1 second to set this up here.
February 19th, we have a party coming up. We finally have a place to throw it.
Oh, that's right, Chris isn't this morning, so. Sorry. Okay, I'll come and share some details. You try to assign it to a committee member and then they don't come. But that's all right, you'll hear from Chris going forward. February 19th will be our charter celebration. We're inviting Thai tea. It'll be 2 to 5 in the afternoon. And it will be at Baywood. And, you know, let's dress up, because why not? It's been a while since we've had a dress-up affair. We do encourage people to wear a hat also, because it is tea that we're having, right? So dress up. Let's see. Oh, and there's we are looking for a commitment. It will be a minimum $20 per person to be able to come, and that does include a beverage ticket. So you will be able to buy, or the club will buy your first beverage. But we're trying to make sure that we get a good RSVP count, and so that helps us. So look for an invite coming soon. Day and time, February 19th, 2 to 5 in the afternoon. Okay, and there will be a email invite coming, etc. So yes.
And there's no football that day, so there's really no reason not to. It was
Post Super Bowl, right?
I think I have some PTSD with it's starting to feel like that.
Woo, there you
Okay, well, thanks everyone for having me.
upon trying to practice this presentation yesterday with my partner, I realized I haven't spoken like this in front of anyone or done any sort of presentation in like 5 years, so bear with me as I have some but yeah, okay, so we are the thing. We operate a business in that orange building right there. And yeah, we are, as it says, an experimental, art-centric co-working space. And we have a lot of different things that happen under our roof. So, let's see, yeah, so right now we have 16 renting artists who rent out the building in different capacities. They have different size studios in different parts of the building. We have people who do poetry, we have people who make clothing, we have people who record music, we have visual artists, we have theater performers, we have movement artists who do all sorts of different like movement modalities and teach contact dance. And yeah, so this is just, you know, we have people painting all the time, we have weekly dance events. Yeah, the main question that we get when people are walking by, they like look in and like, what are you guys doing here? You know, people are very confused, and the truth of the matter is, for like the first year or so, we definitely did not know either. And simply, we were just a group of people who wanted to get together and be able to like share the rent of a communal space for a private facility to express ourselves inside of, start building like larger scale projects, and yeah, so that was kind of like the original inspiration from it. We've had like, it started kind of like as a bare bones building that we repaired from the ground up. It's the old Arcata stationary building, and it wasn't exactly like left in the best capacity. We had to take two 18-yard long dumpsters of trash out of the building. We had to repair every bit of drywall. We had to put new paint everywhere, put new flooring down, new plumbing, new everything. We're kind of, besides the stuff that is like more extensive, we're doing like a lot of the work ourselves of like repairing drywall and putting new coats of paint on. We've had makers markets, we have a tea house upstairs, we've had live music events, sound healings, yeah, we've had educational events, we've had live film scores and film screenings. We're just kind of like operating under the motto of giving everyone a chance. So pretty much anyone who like comes to us with any sort of idea, we're like, yeah, cool, sweet, let's do it. And oftentimes rental fees and stuff are like a huge detractor from people like even giving it a shot. And it's kind of like our whole thing is like, no, let's just do it. Like we invested in this space, and the people who are the artists float all the bills so that we can like offer the events to the community as like the fruits of like creating a strong foundation. So, yep, we got that. Where do we start? We started, essentially this project kind of started 3 years ago when we were doing large events in Eureka, which quickly grew to have like 30 people on the core team, and getting over like 300 people once a month every first Friday at a place called Forever Found in Eureka. And we really like fell in love with doing this. We really fell in love with these like dance events that we were doing. They're drug and alcohol free, and they're like connection based and all ages. So instead of the idea of like going out and getting messed up and kind of like not remembering the next morning, the whole goal was like, let's go out, let's feel better the next morning, let's feel more inspired to like keep living our lives in a way that helps the planet and inspire others. So yeah, that's where this all started, and we were doing a massive amount of work every month for a single night of this like big event. It was very beautiful. We bring in like seasonal foliage and decorate and make it like so beautiful, and it turned out to be just like an enormous expenditure of energy for a one night thing that everyone was like, okay, yeah, this is great, but we're also exhausted and we're not getting paid. Because yeah, but they were successful. At least they broke even. That was the main point. But yeah, so everyone got tired of it, and it was always the dream, man, if we just had a place that we could just pour all of our energy into consistently and not have to take it down at the end of the night, and that we could keep going and keep building. So that was kind of like the inspiration. And then June of 2020, I was walking by the Arcata Stationery's store, and I was like, no way, they shut down. And I like look inside, and it's this big, beautiful building inside, and I was like, wow, so cool. You know, it has a balcony, and it was really reminiscent of the Forever Found in Rico, where we were doing the events, and I was like, okay, cool, I gotta like figure out. So I looked at like the parcel map, Arcata Finder, and found the landlords and talked to them. And when I contacted them, they were like, oh yeah, is this Jake with Ecstatic Dance? You want to do dance parties there? I was like, what? Who is this? Apparently it was someone I had met like a while ago. But yeah, so they kind of knew what we wanted to do. They've been really great and awesome and totally worked with us and been a part of like doing some of the restoration as well. And yeah, so they're really great, and it wouldn't have happened without them. Yeah, this is just, you know, we like had to tear up all the floor. We had to like paint over the mural. You can see on the left-hand side there, it was like really beautiful, amazing mural, but they like they painted over all the appliances. So like as we took like the walling away and tried to reveal the like backbones of the building, it was like all, you know, blotchy and not really well taken care of. But you know, so we got a new floor in, which was like key factor in the beginning. We painted murals everywhere, and yeah, as the ground was set, people just kind of like started showing up and being like, okay, yeah, I want to do this. And we're like, okay, cool, yeah, let's do it. Like, what do you need? You need the paint? And they're like, yeah, I need the paint. So then they just like started going, and stuff like this happened in a matter of like 3 or 4 days, which was pretty amazing. We have a vault in the basement. The building originally was built in 1913 as the Bank of Arcata, and it was like this amazing old Victorian building. So we have this bank vault that this person is passionate about doing their like tiny desk style recording series, and so people have 10 bands now that have come in. This is just like a little example of one. Oh, it's going to do nothing.
So is someone hiring somebody, or is this someone who's like doing like dance or is it just a studio space?
No, this is just someone who's passionate about doing this. So he was like, hey, this vault is really cool. I want to make a... Yeah, this is just someone's passion project. He was like, I want to showcase local talent. I want to like get every band in here. I want to force them into this tiny little space and make them like play together. We have like 10 of these on YouTube now, and it's been like super fun to like watch all these like older bands. At one point there was a 7-part band that we like squeezed into this room, and it was really funny, and it was great, and that video will be up soon. Let's see what. Yeah, what are we like trying to accomplish as a group? You know, at first we kind of were just like, okay, let's get together and have this like private space for us to exist in and to create in. And you know, our group was kind of like really in love with each other, so we were like, you know, we were kind of just riding off love energy at first, where we were like, okay, yeah, we just really want to do this. We have no idea what we're doing or how to run a business in any way, but like, let's just give it a shot. And you know, as it like come out, we have like refined our ideas and had a more clear like vision of like what we're actually going for and what we're hoping to bring to Arcata and bring to, you know, particularly the plaza, which, you know, is what it is. So yeah, some of our goals are to create a safer nightlife scene that's based in connection to the community, create excitement around non-alcoholic beverages. This one's really important to us because yeah, we just kind of like observe that like, well, one, there's no place in town if you want to go out dancing at night, if you want to like go anywhere, there's literally just nowhere in town you can go if you don't drink. if you don't want to be around alcohol. There's a lot of people in this community who don't want to be around alcohol for various reasons, and so we're trying to like demonstrate that people can like, get together and like drink alcohol beverages with their friends and still feel like super fun. And oftentimes people will hear that and be like, oh yeah, you must be kind of lame. You know, what, you don't even drink or anything. But then people come to our parties and they're like, wow, wait, what do you mean there's no alcohol here? So it gets like really fun and people are like very energetic and about it. And yeah, so that's an important one for us because we're trying to create a safer space for all people. We want like women to feel comfortable. We don't, it's a common thing, women going out of bars and getting hit on. So we're just kind of like trying to create that. And we like hold that down. We talk to people regularly and ask people to leave. Kind of are respecting consent boundaries and everything. So yeah, it's good. Trying our hardest on that. It's definitely uphill battle to be running a non-alcohol venue. So our goals are to inspire artists and event producers to know that they and their art are worth it. Really like showing people who are trying to run events and artists that you can have this lifestyle. You don't have to sacrifice the art or the thing you really wanted to do your whole life, and you can do this, and we'll figure out a way. Let's just all work together and figure out a way to support people who really want to create and help make this world beautiful. Serve as a community center that many different social groups and subcultures have access to, we can utilize and cherish, and attempt to uplift community projects by introducing a wide range of diversity. We have a lot of different groups who rent out the building in different ways, and people of like all shapes, sizes, colors, genders, and everything. Oftentimes, actually to my delay, like a lot of the people who are renting don't know each other. And so we have, this is just like, a lot of people who are renting like don't know each other. And it's fun to like watch people like interact in the space as they like get to know each other, and then they're like, oh, you do video work? Like, oh, okay, cool, I really need this video for like my website. Like, can you help with that? And then there's just like mutual inspiration that's happening like within the walls all the time. And so it's really great. The other night, we had a dance event going upstairs. There's a band rehearsing in the recording studio. There's someone like painting on their painting in the back. There was a third band rehearsing in their like private studio room. Me and my friend were watching a TV show upstairs. It was just like, there's like a fully diverse range of activities that are happening. So how does it work? We offer memberships. We currently have 16 humans paying rent at the thing, $100 a month membership, gives you access to the building 24/7, free access to all the big sponsored events, ability to work quietly with high quality internet, unlimited tea service, and ability to host your own events. This kind of being for people who would otherwise go and spend about $10 for 3 hours sitting at a cafe. And if you're going to spend $10 for 3 hours sitting in a cafe like 3 or 4 times a week, why don't you just pay like a monthly membership and have 24/7 access to a building that you can like come and sit down. And we have like so many different sitting areas. Like anyone who's ever curious, just come down the door. There's always someone there. We have a recording studio in the basement, and so bands will pay for not only use of the recording equipment, but use of the rehearsal space for like scheduled time down there. And then we have a wide range of other studios that are between $200 and $350 a month. Which have all been full up for like over a year and a half. These are some of the people who exist. Lay on Herbs makes candles. Tendril Tea Collective is what funds our tea house. Clarzo is in the basement. They make like some of the most interesting and unique clothing ever. You'll see them at like every Baker's Market. They're really, really nice. Art by Toad is the artist in the corner there, and Greg B is our resident poet who you might have also seen around town. And these are our events. So we have a number of like monthly events, weekly events, one-off events. We do like private event rentals, and we do work with people. So we've had Conversations in Sound is first and third Friday event where we there's a amazing individual in this community. His name's Daniel, and he's like extremely inspirational about getting people to really like find their voice through music and encouraging like freestyle and creating like a collective experience together. So that's like that. And the Elegant Gathering is a tea event on every Saturday morning during the farmers market where people like wander in and can read poetry or make music or create art or kind of do whatever floats their mind. We've had song workshops, we have an acro yoga meetup, we have an open mic, we've had really successful late night parties, and we have ecstatic dance every week, which is a drug and alcohol free dance event. Just centered around there's no talking on the dance floor, no photo or video, and no. Wait, did I say no talking? Yeah. Well, it's a dance event that's with the tagline "Making friendships, forged in sweat." Because you can't really talk to people, and so you're finding different nonverbal ways of communicating. It's really changed my life in breaking through my own social barriers, and my only goal is that it helps other people the same way it helps. Here's the future where we go. These 3 shitty pictures are kind of some of our projects that we're hoping to accomplish. Already we've gotten further than truthfully I ever thought we would. I never really thought we were gonna make it that far, but as it's become more and more of a staple of our individual community, and now tens of thousands of people have come to the door, and we're getting known all over. I'm getting hit up from all over the West Coast of people wanting to come play here and everything, and I'm like, oh my god, it's actually happening. So this is our kitchen on the left-hand side that we're hoping to renovate super soon. We've been chipping away. We have a New World Water reverse osmosis system with their BioServe filter, high quality water on tap, and being able to offer non-alcoholic elixirs from within instead of getting them from somewhere else, which would be really cool, as well as trying to create a commercial kitchen space which could be leased out by people who are trying to create goods themselves, because every commercial kitchen space currently in Arcata is booked up, and for a while so there's not really a lot of room for people to create new businesses in terms of that. The pictures on the right are probably the most exciting project we have in the building. Within a week of getting there, we were poking and prodding all the walls. We found this incredible Victorian era crown molding that goes across the entire roof of the building, and it's remained untouched from obviously not untouched, it got touched. But yeah, the entire ceiling up there is a drop ceiling, horrible plaster ceiling. And so our hope is to remove that and restore this beautiful crown molding to its former glory, install skylights, and redo the electricity to have just better lighting, better ambiance. It would give us more space. It would allow us to install aerial silks and just kind of open up the doors of what we can do a lot more. We also have a rooftop. Ultimate dream would be to be able to retrofit the rooftop with a little deck and outdoor seating area to be able to have tea and acoustic music late into the night on summer nights. Ultimate dream, but really very well. And this is what the building used to look like in 1913. The building with the pillars there. It was very gorgeous, and I just always really liked that picture. Thought it was cool. I think that is it, and thank you so much for having very open questions.
Give me an idea what the experience is of walking through a wide open space with things along the edge, or is it all stuff? Or what's the experience of walking in the door?
Well, at first, you'd probably be like, wow, does someone live here? Is this someone's house? We have a wide range of Victorian couches everywhere. We have mood lighting all throughout the building that is constantly changing all the time. The layout is changing all the time. Every month or 2 months, someone will get all inspired and it's okay, I really want to change the scenery around like this. Can we do this? And we're sure, okay, we'll try that for a little bit. And so it's a big open dance floor. We try not to have anything besides a single couch on that dance floor to keep it open for a wide range of events or whatever would be there, depending on what the event is. Sometimes you find rows of chairs set up. We have projector, multimedia set up. we have, like for the open mic, we have, spotlights and stuff going on. And we're also about to begin hosting a slam poetry event from people that were humble. And so yeah, and then you can go upstairs and there's a wide range of different couches and seating areas, as well as tea house and the open floor plan artist studios that exist there that people have like carved out and made into their own.
So all the artists are upstairs?
Well, they're upstairs, they're in the middle, and then they're also in the basement. Yeah, all throughout the building.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do teens come? Do you have to be 18 or older?
No, yeah, we're all ages, families come all the time. People are constantly, right now we have teens that, their parents rent space at the thing, and so their teens, when they get off school, just come there and hang out, we have a little TV area that has Mario on it, or I don't know, just we have open space for people to hang out. There's a lot of different people who come to the building, and anyone who is a member has access through their phone. So everyone has an app on their phone that they can just walk up to the door, and they go, ooh, the door opens. So, and you can do that from anywhere in the world, so parents will wait till their kids are at the door and be like, okay, beep, let you in. Yeah.
What are the hours that are open to the public, so just during events primarily?
Yeah, for the most part, I would consider our this event in the right-hand corner, Elegant Gathering, from 11 to 2 on Saturday mornings as the most open hours we get, because it's a free event. It's $5 to drink tea if you want, but it's free to enter and just roam around or make use of the facilities anyway. So it's our most open event. Otherwise, yeah, we're usually a ticketed event or membership-based place. But pretty much if you went to the door and knocked at any point, almost 24/7, there would be someone there to answer and be like, oh, do you want to look around? Yeah. So it's kind of unconventional there.
You started by saying you haven't done a presentation in 5 years, and you did an excellent job. So you're not rusty there.
Oh yeah, wait, our tagline that someone said that I really liked was enigmatic by design, but we'll settle for multi-use artist residency. Okay, thanks
Any
guys.
last questions?
Oh yeah, any more questions?
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I know there was one announcement Maggie wanted to make.
Yeah. I'm now having my party at his place, sorry. Just kidding. So, not everyone here is on Facebook, and but I'm having a birthday party, my 60th birthday, which I should have had last year. I'm having a party this year, and we're going to have it at Pat's Place at Wrangletown on the 5th, which is actually my birthday, and it's not Super Bowl, and I'm so happy because my family often has had my birthday party here, so it's Super Bowl because that's been so convenient for them, and so I always got to watch the Super Bowl and have pizza for my birthday. This is not what's going to happen. So you're all invited. It's a Sunday afternoon from 2 to 5. Trifecta, I don't know if anybody knows Trifecta, the band, but they're awesome, rock and roll. They're going to be playing, and I just hope anybody who wants to come is welcome to come. You can bring friends, and yeah, just give me a little shout out if you think you might come, because Pat might want to know, roughly speaking, how many people are there. But that's it. So the 5th, February 5th, from 2 to 5.
And in lieu of presents, you want us to donate?
Thank you, yes. Obviously, at a certain age, you don't want presents. And I think it must be, for me, it was probably 40, but so I really don't want them now. But I encourage people to make, there's too much stuff in the world, my God.
Holly's like, I'm 50 and I still. I was like, all your birthdays.
Okay, consumable presents are okay, but I'd rather have you give a donation to either Arcata House Partnership or Food for People, because I have everything I need in my life, and there's a lot of people who don't. So that's what my preference.
Can we bring you cat food for the new babies?
For my kid. Well, okay, Terry dispensations are being allowable for former lieutenant governor, or district governor, so whatever you.
And it's consumable.
Yeah, whatever you or Dustin want to give me that's different, that's fine. But really, it'd be nice to see you all and just drop in. There'll be dance. If you don't want to dance, dress warmly. If you want to dance, be prepared to do that. Because dance will dance. So, thanks.
Backpacks for kids, don't leave without helping. And please participate in the sign up genius that AJ slates over. Nobody signed up this week. Thank you, Brandy, for picking up, right? And who's delivering? All right, thank you guys. And have a great weekend. Anything else? Wait, anything else?